Begin to find the breath moving through the body, feeling the sensations of the inhalation, of the exhalation, and the pauses in between. The senses turning inwards, the face completely passive. Make sure that you have a good feeling of ascendance, of lift in the front spine, and that the trapezius muscles are flowing down the back away from the ears, creating length in the cervical spine and softness in the brain. And now bending the elbows, press the palms together in front of the sternum chest. Keep the roots of the thighs descending, the legs completely passive, as you lift the pubic bone up to the sternum and feel more broadness come to that area. Re-relax the throat, the tongue. Press the shoulder blades into the upper back to open the sternum more and more. Press the shoulder blades into the upper back to open the chest more and more, to penetrate that area. And then slowly, gently, releasing the hands and gently opening the eyes. And so having placed ourselves in this way, having begun the journey of inwardness, let's now start with our practice. So moving the equipment that you were sitting on, come to a Virasana, stretching the front waist, stretch the arms forward, and bring the forehead to the floor. So Yoga Mudrasana in Virasana. The big toes are touching, the knees are slightly apart, making space for the torso, and the arms are very stretched and very vibrant. As you walk the fingertips forward, keep pushing the buttock bones back, feeling the line of the body extend both forward and backwards. Observing the flow of the breath in this, and through the breath discovering where the freedom is today, where there's a feeling of being caught, where there's unevenness between the sides. All of this beginning to observe, beginning to feel, beginning to enter. And now inhaling, looking up, and coming to our first Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Make sure the feet are lined up with the hands. Spread the fingers, the thumb, spread the toes. Find that vibrancy in the legs, in the arms, stretching the legs, and bringing firmness to the joints now. Keep pushing the buttock bones up to the sky and pushing the front thighs back over and over again, feeling the freedom come to the trunk, to the chest. And now walking the feet forward, Parangushtasana with the feet the width of the mat. So holding onto the big toes, give yourselves a good tug down. Most importantly, don't let the legs collapse in any way. As you push down through the feet, keep finding that ascendance coming up through the legs, the kneecaps being drawn up, the thigh muscles being drawn up, pushing the buttock bones up to the sky more and more, and using the hands to pull yourself closer without losing anything in the legs. And now stepping back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Re-spread your fingers wider, see if you can get more sensation in the palms of the hands. See if you can lift your toes, pushing your shins back to your calves, pushing your front thighs back to your back thighs. Keep the shoulders broad, keep the face relaxed. And now bring the feet towards each other so the inner feet are touching. And then lift the right leg up to the sky behind you. Make sure the little toes are moving towards the big toes, so the leg is rolling in. Now press the shoulder blades in, open the chest more and more, keep the arms straight. Now bend that top lifted leg, bending it, allowing the hips to come out of alignment. Keep pressing the shoulder blades in, pressing the chest open, and pushing the front of the left thigh back firmly as you lift the right knee higher. Feel that stretch. And then from there, step the right leg all the way forward to a nice wide lunge. Resting the back knee, the back thigh on the floor, feeling the front of the back thigh opening, rolling the shoulders back, the groins, bending the back leg, and with your hand reaching for the ankle of the foot, kneeling Ekaparabhikasana. Remember to press the buttock bones down as you draw the foot towards you. The tightness of the thigh will mean that the buttocks will want to come up. You need to press down against that to stretch the thigh. And then exhaling and releasing, bring that back leg in. So now you're kneeling on one shin, on one foot. Stretch the left arm to the sky. Parivrita Parshvakonasana, preparation number 2. So bringing the fingertips to the floor, stretch the right arm to the sky and find the first rotation. Now re-relax your throat and avoid pushing the chin forward. Roll the left abdomen to the right, and again rolling the left abdomen to the right. Re-stretch your arms. And now see if you can come to binding, increasing the rotation. Once you've got your hands held or your fingers held or you're holding a strap, try to roll the front shoulder girdle back over and over again and try to press the back ribs in. And then exhaling, releasing, placing the hands on the mat and stepping back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. And refine the sharpness, the compactness. Stretch the trunk, lift the buttock bones to the sky. And now lift your left leg up behind you. Keep the little toes moving towards the big toes, the thighs rolling in. Stretch the arms, press the upper back in to open the chest more and more. Lift the leg higher and higher. And now bend the knee, allowing the alignment of the hips to unalign. Keep pressing the shoulder blades in, stretching the arms, maximizing the sensation of the stretchingness. Relax your face in all of this and push the front of the right thigh back, keeping that right leg straight. And now stepping the left leg forward to a nice wide lunge, resting the back right thigh on the floor and turning and twisting to the left. And in this way, begin to greet the front thigh. Feel how the front thigh links up the front abdomen. Bending the back leg, taking hold of the ankle of the foot, drawing that foot closer, closer. Keep pushing the buttock bones down and stretching the front spine. Create that openness in the sternum plate, softness in the face. Observing all of this. And then exhale and releasing. And now you're going to come onto your back knee and your front foot for Parivrita Parshvakonasana. Inhale the right arm up, find length in the right waist. And with an exhalation, come and twist right across that front left leg. Having found the rotation, stretch the left arm up to the sky. Try to keep the hips stable. Find the outside edges of your hips and squeeze them towards each other for stability. Rolling the right abdomen to the left, finding that malleability, stretching the arms apart and trying to press the back ribs in to open the sternum. And now see if you can come to bindingness. See what the body will give on this side. And when you found your maximum capacity, begin to turn and roll and twist up to the sky, looking for a feeling of softness that will allow the spiral to unfold more and more. Relax again the tongue, the throat, the face. And even though you're looking out, draw the eyes inwards. And then exhaling and gently releasing. And from here, coming to Parahastasana. So feet are the width of the mat, placing the hands underneath the soles of the feet. Give yourselves a good pull, a good tug. As the trunk opens and the elbows bend, make sure the elbows bend out to the side. And with this action, feel the muscles along the side of the spine becoming broader, moving away from the spine, the shoulders broadening. Keep the kneecaps firm, the quadricep muscles lifting up the legs strongly, the legs completely engaged. And now releasing fingertips to the floor. Bring the feet in towards each other, Tadasana feet. And now step the left leg back, the right leg forward, Parshvottanasana. Keep the back leg very firm. Keep rolling the back thigh in, pushing the front thigh of the back leg backwards. And then draw the root of the right thigh, the front leg, firmly into the hip socket. Suck it up. Keep walking the fingertips forward, keeping length in the arms, length in the waist, and press the back ribs in to open the sternum to the thigh. And now changing sides. So left leg forward, right leg back. Roll again the back thigh in so the hips face forward and push the front thigh of the back leg back. Draw the left femur bone strongly into that front hip socket. Press the back ribs in. Try to push the sternum open to the thigh. Keep the shoulders broad. The face relaxed. No tension coming into the face. Keep that firmness in the legs. Again, draw the quadricep muscles up. Keep the roots of the thighs firm. And then exhale and release. And from here, stepping back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feel the difference in your Adho Mukha Svanasana. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Place that evenness, that openness. And now coming down onto your knees, big toes touching, forehead to the floor, child's pose. And from here we're coming to some shoulder openers. So bringing the arms behind the back, interlocking the fingers together, and lifting the arms up and over. Keep trying to roll the front shoulders up to the sky. And now with that action, move the torso to the left and bring the arms over to the right. Keep using the bottom arm to invite the top arm across. And now coming up to the middle, moving the torso to the right and the arms over to the left now, using the bottom arm to invite the top arm across, rolling the front shoulders back. And then bringing the arms back up and exhale, releasing to the floor. Relax the face, relax the shoulders, relax the neck. Changing sides now, bring the hands behind the back, change the interlock of the fingers, lift the arms up. Keep relaxing the front thighs, the abdomen, stretching, reaching, and now moving the torso to the left and bring the arms over to the right. Try to press the shoulder blades into the upper back as you stretch the front shoulders and the arms backwards. Re-relax your front thighs, the roots of your thighs. Then bring the arms up to the middle, and now move the torso to the right and bring the arms over to the left with an exhalation. See if you can find the sensation of the penetration of the shoulder blades, pressing into the upper back as you roll the front shoulders back, feeling the sternum plate open, broaden. Then bring the arms back up to the middle and release the arms back down to the floor. Feel the new sense of freedom and space that's come to the shoulders. Feel it trickling into the neck, into the skull, and gently rolling up and coming to find seated Vajrasana. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. And now continuing the shoulder openers, Parsvatasana and Vajrasana, bringing the arms in front of you, interlocking the fingers together, turning the palms out and lifting the arms up to the sky. Find a sense of verticalness, moving both down and up at the same time, and see how you can stretch the side waists of the trunk more and more. And then exhaling and releasing to change sides. Bringing again the arms in front, changing the interlock of the fingers, turning the palms out and lifting the arms up. Keep moving the trapezius muscles down the back so the lifting of the arms is not creating a hunchingness in the shoulders and a shortness in the neck. Finding space in the torso. Stretch more and more, push the front thighs down. And then exhale and release and re-find Vajrasana. Now we're going to stretch the inner arms a little bit, so inverting the hands so the fingers are facing towards you and pushing into the heels of the hands. Feel the stretch coming down the inner forearms, the stretch in the palms. See if you can lift the thumbs up a little bit and feel even the stretch in the hand itself. Keep pushing into the heels of the hands. And then releasing and now crossing the left knee behind the right, coming to sit on the floor between the feet. Some hip openers. Yoga Mudrasana in Gomukhasana 3. So keeping length in the front waists, stretch the arms forward, fingertips to the floor, and find that vibrancy in the arms. Don't let the elbows be bent. Keep spiraling the arms so the inner elbows are facing to the sky, the shoulders are getting broadness. Push the buttock bones back. Relax the hips, relax the groins. Keep walking the fingertips forward, finding more and more length in the trunk of the body. Trapezius muscles moving away from the ears. Observe what's happening in the throat and the tongue. And now coming to a twistingness, so turning to the right, stretching the left arm forward. Again, broaden the shoulders. Relax the abdomen, relax the gut. Let all the organs be soft and roll gently from the left to the right. And then coming up and turning and twisting to the left. And once you've placed yourselves, re-broaden the shoulders. Refine that softness within the pose that allows the organs to rotate from the right to the left as you turn and you twist. And then coming back up. Hands on the floor, changing sides. So uncrossing the knees and now placing the right knee behind the left, sitting on the floor between the feet, finding the feeling of length in the front waists before exhaling and coming forward to Yoga Mudrasana in Gomukhasana 3. Press down into your fingertips, lift up with the palms of the hands. Squeeze the elbows completely, drawing the skin of the outer elbow into the elbow to finalize the straightness of the arms. Spiral the arms so the inner elbows are facing the sky, the shoulders are broadening. Pushing the hips back, deepening the groins. And now turn and twist to your right, stretching the left arm forward so that in the twistingness you also have that length. Relax the face. Let the brain be completely untense, passive. And now coming up and turning and twisting to the left, stretching the right arm forward so that again in that rotation you also have the sensation of forwardness, of length. Re-release the roots of the thighs, the abdomen, the hips, as you walk the fingertips forward and turn and twist. And then inhaling, coming back up. Come onto your hands and knees, uncross your legs. So the body is warmed up now, the hips are open, the shoulders are open, and we're ready to come to the next part of our practice, which is going to be headstand, Shirshasana. So I like to use a blanket. You can also fold your mat up a few times. So having taken the support that you need, come and kneel in front and place your elbows right on the edges of that support, making sure that the elbows are no wider than the shoulders, that they're right in line with the shoulders, and then interlocking the fingers so that the right little finger is on the ground, thumbs pressed together, and now bringing the crown of the head to the floor. The back of the head is being held by the hands. Press into the forearms, lift the shoulders up, and now straighten your legs. Keep lifting the shoulders as you walk the feet slightly towards you, finding that steadiness before gently beginning to lift the legs up to Shirshasana. As you lift the legs up, keep pressing down into the forearms and lifting the shoulders up, lifting the upper arms up. When you come up to Shirshasana, there's a moment where you think, I'm there, but actually a little bit more work needs to be done. At that moment, breathe, find your steadiness, re-lift the shoulders, find evenness in the neck, and now begin to concentrate on moving the tailbone forward and the front thighs back. And when we really move the tailbone forward and the front thighs back, which takes a few breath cycles, it doesn't happen in one breath, we'll start to feel the weight change and the openness of the body change. Instead of strain coming to the lumbar, the curvature and the openness will come to the middle and upper back so that the chest and the sternum starts to get that opening. So looking for that, tailbone and buttocks forward, front thighs back. But don't lose the feeling of ascendance, of lightness. Pressing down into the ground in order to find an inner sense of ascendance, rising up the body lengthening powerfully to the sky. Feel the oneness of the legs. Check that the knees are equally squeezed, that the ankles are equally sharpened, that the feet are equally expressing. Spread space between the toes. Again, pushing the tailbone slightly forward, push the front thighs back. See if the abdomen now starting to move back to the lumbar. Instead of puffing away from the lumbar, it's moving to the lumbar, and in this way more stretch is coming to the abdominal cavity. Now press the back ribs and the shoulder blades in, keeping the shoulders broad, and see if you can get more openness in the sides of the chest, the front of the chest. What's happening in the armpits? If the shoulders have collapsed, the armpits will lose the right way to move. The back armpit wants to come to the front armpit, so the armpit is open. So keep moving the back armpit to the front armpit, pressing down into the forearms firmly, and observe that the tip of your nose is still facing the sky, that you haven't come onto the front crown of the head or the forehead in any way, that the sides of the neck are still even, and the brain still quiet, the body extremely alert, but the brain having a passiveness, a detached observation of the entire body, from the front to the back, from the top to the bottom, from the left side to the right side, feeling yourselves everywhere, the outer body becoming more compact, every single muscle in the body becoming more alive, more awake, more energized, more useful, but the inner body expanding, opening to meet the edges of this compactness. Observe what's happened to the breath. Is it still steady? Has it become ragged? How can you create more evenness? And what about the tongue? Is there tightness in the jaw, clenching in the teeth, puffiness in the tongue? And the ears, have they started to press outwards? Can you draw them back in towards each other, re-quietening the face, the ears, the eyes? Keep the inner ankles touching, the inner knees touching, and keep stretching the legs higher and higher to the sky, feeling more and more length, growing up to the sky. Keep the mind strongly locked into the body, connected, creating over and over again a deeper dialogue with all of the sensations, adjusting, observing the effects of the adjustment, breathing, observing the sensations of the breath. And now coming to Partha Shirshasana, so turning and twisting to the right, the bottom half of the torso is twisting to the right. Keep the shoulders broad. Observe as when we twist, a certain unevenness will come to the shoulders. So once you've twisted, how can you recreate the evenness, the broadness of the shoulders, the evenness of the neck? Keep pressing down to lift up, using the exhalation to turn, to twist, to turn, to twist more and more deeply. And now coming back to Shirshasana, and turning and twisting Partha Shirshasana to the left. Keep the inner knees touching, the inner feet touching. Keep the legs stretched up. As you press down, that feeling of ascendance. Use each exhalation to turn from the waist more and more, turning, twisting, pressing the shoulder blades in, chest open. And then exhale, coming back to Shirshasana, refind your steadiness. And now from here, coming to Parivrita Kapaida Shirshasana, so lowering the left leg down in front of you, the right leg behind you. Keep the thighs rolling in towards each other, the little toes moving towards the big toes. The shoulders broad, the sides of the neck even, slowly lowering the legs equally. Keep rolling that back thigh in, extending it, lowering it, lowering it. Finding all of the muscles of the legs to help you. The front, the back, the inner, the outer. Squeeze the outer hips towards each other to hold the stability of the hips. Press the dorsal spine forward. And now turning and twisting to the right. Keep broadening the shoulders. Make sure you haven't tensed the face. Press down into the forearms. Re-lift the shoulders, the upper arms. Press the shoulder blades in, turning, twisting. Keep the thighs rolling towards each other, pushing through the balls of the feet. And now coming back to the middle and bringing the legs slowly back up and refinding Shirshasana. Tailbone forward, front thighs back. Find that length, that ascendance before changing sides. Slowly lowering the right leg down in front of you, the left leg behind you. Keep the thighs rolling in towards each other, the legs stretched straight, the little toes moving towards the big toes. Keep pressing the buttocks forward, even though you're stretching that back leg back. Bring the curvature to the middle back, to the upper back. Feel the chest open, the shoulders broaden. Try to have steadiness. Observe the wonderful stretch of the front abdominal cavity. And now turning and twisting to your left. Make sure the elbows are still facing forward, that they're not widening apart. The jaw relaxed, the tongue passive. Broaden the shoulders. Stretch the legs more and more, turning and twisting from the waist. Roll, turn, twist. And now come back to the middle and slowly bring the legs back up and refine Shirshasana. And now coming to Ekapada Shirshasana, keep the left leg where it is and slowly lower the right leg down to the ground. Now stretch the left leg up, roll the left thigh in, find that stretchingness, that straightness, that charge. Keep the shoulders broad, chest open. And then slowly begin to lift the right leg back up and refine Shirshasana. And now lowering the left leg, keep the right leg fixed where it is. It's your anchoring leg as you slowly lower the left leg down. Re-broaden the shoulders. Charge that right leg. Roll the right thigh in, squeeze the knees, stretch both of your legs. And then slowly begin to lift the left leg back up and refinding Shirshasana. Coming from here to Parshvaikapada Shirshasana. So keeping the left leg where it is, rolling in. Roll the right leg out. And with an exhalation, lower the right leg down to the floor on the right-hand side of the body. Keep the left leg straight, erect, charged. Keep pressing the shoulder blades in, lifting the shoulders up, lifting the upper arms up. Observe what's happened to the breath, to the face in all of this, that absolute alertness and electric charge in the body, but that softness in the brain. And then bringing the right leg up, refinding Shirshasana, and coming to Parshvaikapada Shirshasana on the left-hand side. So exhale and lower the left leg sideways to the left. Recharge your right leg, roll the right thigh in, push up through the ball of the foot. Both of the legs are well stretched, wrapping the muscles around the bones of the legs. Broaden the shoulders, lift the upper arms up. Press the shoulder blades in, chest open. And now begin to lift the left leg up, refinding Shirshasana. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Find the ascendance of the body, the oneness of the body, lifting, the lightness inside, the compactness outside. Feel that vibrancy. Keep moving the tailbone forward, the front thighs back. And now slowly, gently, keeping the legs straight, begin to descend, coming through Dandasana and Shirshasana. So stopping at the point where your legs are parallel to the floor. Observe how the abdomen moves right back to the spine, and the side front ribs start to broaden, the chest is opening. Keep lifting the upper arms and the shoulders. The legs are stretched. And then slowly, gently, bringing the feet down to the floor. Sit back on your heels. Stretch your arms forward, the palms facing each other. Re-broaden your shoulders. Keep walking the arms forward, finding that length. The trapezius muscles moving down the back. Bring space to the neck in case it got a little bit jammed up in your Shirshasana. Deepen the roots of the thighs, the groins. Relax the abdomen, relax the face. Feel the spiral of the arms when the palms are facing each other. The shoulders can easily feel their broadness. And now coming onto your hands and knees, with the knees bent, pushing yourself back, pressing the back ribs in, and then straightening the legs. Feel that openness of the chest. Keep pressing the chest to the front thighs, pushing the front thighs to the back thighs away from the chest, lifting the buttock bones to the sky. Lift the fingertips, lift the toes, so you're pressing into the heels of the hands and into the balls of the feet. Squeeze the four corners of the knees. And then exhale and release. Come down onto your knees. And slowly sit in Vajrasan, rolling the shoulders back, relaxing the face, relaxing the body, recovering. And moving on now, we're going to come to some Padmasana work. So coming to sit at the front of your mat and placing the right leg in Padmasana, then the left leg. If the left leg won't go, you can have it underneath the right knee. And we're going to lie back down straight into Supta Padmasana, bringing the arms up, crossing the thumbs and stretching the arms back behind us. Make sure your thumbs are crossed. This way the arms have some traction. They can really pull. And as you stretch the arms, push the roots of the thighs away from you in the opposite direction. And feel the stretch now that you're able to bring to the trunk of the body, to the front spine, to the side waists of the body, to the abdominal cavity. Feel all of the intercostal muscles stretching and broadening, the rib cages broadening. Keep moving the trapezius muscles down the back, stretching the skin of the armpits, stretching the arms, stretching the fingers. And then slowly, gently releasing and coming back up to sitting, uncrossing your legs. And now we're going to do Padmasana on the other side. So left leg into Padmasana, and if the right leg will come, place it. Otherwise, place the right foot underneath the left knee. And having found that, go ahead and begin the descent, coming onto the forearms, making sure the buttocks are moving towards the knees, then stretching the arms up, crossing the thumbs, and bringing the arms stretched behind you on the floor. With the thumbs crossing against each other, pull the arms more, finding more and more length, more and more sensation of dynamism, of stretching the trunks, of stretching the waist, and push the roots of the thighs away from you in the opposite direction, using the fronts of the feet to give sensation to the roots of those thighs, to press them down to the floor as you stretch the arms back. Make sure the buttocks are still moving towards the knees, keeping the lumbar, the lower spine, long. Move the tailbone up to the pubic bone and suck the pubic bone up to the sternum. Feel more length come to the abdominal cavity and visualize the spaciousness you're bringing to your organs. And then exhaling and releasing and coming back up, releasing the feet, the legs from Padmasana. And we're now going to be coming to some really fun work, handstands into back bend. So we're going to need a wall. So I'm going to use that wall right in front of me. So move your mat to a place in the room where you can have the support of a wall for your feet. And then having positioned yourselves, go ahead and place the hands on the floor, spreading the fingers and the thumbs widely apart. Roll the eyes of the elbows forward, the shoulders broad. Bring weight to the hands, preparing, pressing the back ribs in, opening the chest. And now lifting the left leg up. Again, broaden the shoulders. And using the right leg to hop right over and find the wall with your feet. Once you've found the wall with your feet, bend your knees, move your feet down the wall a little bit. Keep the legs parallel, the inner knees coming towards each other. Stretch your arms, shoulders broad. Now press the shoulder blades in, press the dorsal spine in, feel the sternum opening, push the sternum forward. And now head back, sternum forward. And then exhale slowly, flip down out, and come to a nice, quick, gentle Padahastasana. Just to ease, to release, to re-find evenness. Squeeze the kneecaps up, the thighs up, press the back ribs in, stretch the trunk, make that imprint. Before releasing, hands to the floor, coming to the other side now. So spread again your fingers, spread again your thumbs. Feel the weight coming to the hands, broaden the shoulders, lift the right leg up. And now using your left leg to hop until you come over and find the wall behind you. Once again, bending your knees, walk the feet down a little bit, push the buttocks forward, push into the feet, push the back ribs in, open the sternum, press the chest open, arms stretched and straight, shoulders broad, and now begin to walk the feet down to the floor. My feet will be landing on my blankets here, finding full back bend. Press down to lift up, find a sense of inner ascendance, of rising upwardness, pubic bone up, tailbone up, chest open, shoulder blades in, keep stretching the arms. And now slowly, gently climbing the feet up the wall, flipping back out, and refinding from here, Padahastasana. Placing the hands underneath the feet, drawing the kneecaps, the quadricep muscles up as you press yourself forward and down. Breathe, relax the face. And then exhaling and releasing and coming to our next one. So placing the hands on the floor again, wider fingers, wider thumbs each time. Walking the feet back, finding the weight coming to the hands. Broaden the shoulders again. Lift the buttocks to the sky, charge the legs. Now lift your left leg up nice and high. Hopping with the right leg, keep the shoulders broad as you hop, lift up, finding the wall with the feet. Now stretch your legs. See if you can straighten your legs completely. Press the shoulder blades in, open the chest, keep the arms very strong, very stretched. And now bending the legs, find the floor with your feet, finding full back bend, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Stretch the arms, press the back ribs in, push the sternum up, push the pubic bone up to the sky, push the buttocks up to the sky. And now coming to Ekapada Urdhva Dhanurasana. Bend the right knee towards you and stretch the right leg straight up. Charge that leg, squeeze the knees, sharpen the ankles, press the back body up to peel the front body open. And then releasing back to Urdhva Dhanurasana. And exhale back to the ground. Breathe, release, make sure the lower back is supported by the ground, shoulders back. Create again evenness, softness. And then rolling back up to sitting, we have one more to do. So if you weren't able to straighten your legs, come a little bit further away from the wall on this one so that you'll be able to find more straightness in the legs, more openness in the chest. Preparing the hands, finding their strength, their evenness, stretching the legs, bringing the weight to the hands, shoulders broad, lift the right leg to the sky, holding it there, and now beginning to hop and lifting up and finding the wall behind with your feet. So if you moved a little bit further away, push into your feet now and see if your legs will straighten completely. Charge the legs, the front legs, the back legs, push the buttocks to the sky and press the chest open. And now bring the feet to the floor, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Stretch your arms, press your shoulder blades in, move the head back. Now buttocks up to the sky, tailbone up to the pubic bone to the sternum, lengthen the abdominal cavity. Now bend your left knee towards you, Ekapada Urdhva Dhanurasana with the left leg stretched up to the sky. Charge the left leg, squeeze the knees, sharpen the ankles, push through the balls of the feet. And then exhale and release back to Urdhva Dhanurasana, press up, and coming back down to the floor. Breathe, release, relax, let the shoulders flow away from the ears, the face relax, the tongue passive. Allow yourselves a little moment of restoration here before gently rolling over to the right-hand side and coming back up. And our next pose is going to be Sarvangasana shoulder stand. So taking 3 or 4 blankets and a strap to hold the arms together to really keep the shoulders broad. Prepare the loop of your strap, making sure that the loop is no wider than the inner shoulders. So mine was a little bit big, so I'm just tightening it a little bit. And then go ahead and sit in front of your blankets. Your shoulders want to be lined up with the neat edge of the blankets, the edge that doesn't have the fringe. Lying back down, adjust. Make sure that you're not right on the edge yet, because when you roll up, the shoulders will come a little bit closer to the edge. Preparing, making sure the sides of the neck are even, that you're lying right on the back of the skull, having the strap handy because you'll need it once you lift up. Then go ahead and push yourselves up and bring the feet to the floor behind you. Don't worry about keeping the legs straight. Have them bent for now. We want to get the strap into position. So taking the loop of the strap, thread your arms through the loop of the strap, right above the elbow, and then interlock your fingers, stretch your arms straight, and use this action to roll the shoulders back. And having really rolled the shoulders back and pushed the shoulder blades into the upper back, feeling the spiral of the arms, then you can release the hands, bend the elbows, and place the hands on the upper back in preparation for Sarvangasana. Then stretch your legs straight, feel the hands pressing the back ribs in, push the buttocks to the sky, and now go ahead and lift and come up to Sarvangasana. And as you come up, keep the back hands alert, the arms pressing down into the blanket, the hands pressing into the back ribs, pressing the back body forward to open. And much like Shirshasana, when you find Sarvangasana, you have to take a few breath cycles to make that final tweakingness where the tailbone is moving forward to the pubic bone and the front thighs are moving back. And in this way, your feet at some point will be right above your upper arms, not above your head and your neck. When you can see your feet too much, when your feet are right above your head, the weight of the pose will be coming into the neck. So by moving the tailbone forward and the front thighs back, you're coming into a proper shoulder stand, not a neck stand. Keep rolling the front shoulders open, moving the trapezius muscles away from the ears. They'll want to hunch up. You have to use each exhalation to roll them away, down the back, away from the ears, creating that freedom in the neck. Try to press the arms down onto the blanket firmly, because as you press down, you gain an inner freedom, an inner ascendance. There's always those opposing lines of energy, and the tension of them together creates a greater expansion inside the body. So press down to lift up to press down. And now stretch your arms straight, finding Sarvangasana 2. Palms are facing each other. The strap is holding the arms in. Keep stretching the arms, wrapping the muscles of the arms around the arm bones, squeezing the elbows straight and stretching the legs up. More and more oneness in the legs. Squeeze the knees, sharpen the ankles, push up through the balls of your feet. And now go ahead and bend your elbows and place your hands back on the back, finding Sarvangasana again. See if the buttocks have moved back. If they have, move again the back buttock forward, the tailbone forward. Push the front thighs back. Keep the inner knees touching, the inner feet touching as the legs rise up. And the action of the trapezius muscles, don't let them hunch up to the ears. And the front face soft and passive. The front throat soft. See how you can create more length from the armpits to the hips, from the right armpit to the right hip, from the left armpit to the left hip, making more length in the waists of the trunk. See if the hands can come further up the back, closer to the floor, so giving more stability from the base of the pose. And keep that pressing downness of the upper arms into the blankets to ascend upwards more and more. And now, keeping the legs straight, we're slowly going to lower the feet to the floor behind us and find Halasana. Stretch the arms straight behind you, interlock the fingers and re-roll the shoulders back. Press the shoulder blades into the upper back. Press the arms down. Find length again in the waist, from the left armpit to the left hip, from the right armpit to the right hip. Keep the legs charged, the front thighs pushing up to the sky, the backs of the knees broad. Keep stretching the front shoulders back to the back shoulders, so you're opening the front shoulders more and more, lengthening the clavicles, the trapezius muscles moving down the back. The sides of the neck even and the front throat very soft, so there's no irritation, no hardness in the front throat. And now turn the palms out to the wall in front of you, so you're stretching through the heels of the hands, spiraling the arms even further. Feel the spiral coming from the root of the arms, from the shoulders, and then feel that opening come from the center of the chest. And now re-stretch your arms straight, change the interlock of the fingers, and find again Halasana. Press the arms down, see if you can get more opening of the front shoulder area. Press the shoulder blades in. Keep stretching the arms, visualizing the muscles wrapping around the bones, keeping the arms charged. Draw the ears in towards each other, let the eyes rest in the eye sockets, keep the brain passive, the feet alert, the front thighs pressing up, the legs charged, the buttocks moving up towards the sky. Observe what's happened to the breath. Where does it feel caught? Where does it feel free? What little adjustments can be made? And now, keeping the fingers interlocked, invert the hands, so pushing the palms open to the wall in front of you, stretching the inner wrists, pushing through the heels of the hands, spiraling the arms from the shoulders, from the center of the chest. Press the sternum to the chin, one last opening. And then exhale, gently release, take the strap off the arms. And bring the knees to the ears for Karna Pidasana. And wrap your arms around the backs of the knees, the backs of the calves, holding onto the forearms. With your upper arms, squeeze the knees in towards the ears, and with that action, draw the ears in towards each other. Deepening this pratyaharic flow, the senses turning inwards more and more. Relax completely the face, the neck, the throat. Draw the front thigh, the front of the groin into the hip, feeling the depth of the groin, the softness. And now, still in Karnapidasana, stretch the arms straight behind you and interlock the fingers. Roll the front shoulder girdle back. Press the shoulder blades in. Keep softening the face, deepening the crease of the front groin where it meets the hip. Observing a smooth and even breath that relaxes the nervous system, that calms, but keeping that alertness. And now change the interlock of your fingers, still keeping the arms stretched behind you. Again, roll the front shoulder girdle back, move the trapezius muscles down the back, flowing away from the ears. Feel length coming to the cervical, length coming to the sides of the neck, evenness, softness, allowing for a smooth flow of pranic energy. And now straightening the legs and bring the hands to the floor behind you in a wide V. And then walk your feet apart so that your feet land in your hands. Supta Konasana. Stretch the legs, push the front thighs up to the sky so the backs of the legs are broad. The buttock bones are lifting up to the sky and spreading apart. Roll the thighs slightly in towards each other so the buttock bones can spread apart further. Keep the trapezius muscles moving away from the ears. And now exhaling and releasing, bring the feet back together. Bring the hands behind the back, interlock the fingers together, and walking the feet now to the right for Parshva Halasana. Keep rolling the front shoulders back, pressing the arms down to lift up, bringing ascendance and length to the trunk so the organs aren't getting jammed. Find a way to create freedom here. Keep the thighs well stretched, squeezing the knees, pushing the front thighs up to the sky. And the sides of the neck even, the face passive, a sense of detachment as you observe and adjust. And now bending the knees right there, coming to Parshva. Again, re-roll the shoulders back. Feel the absolute spiral of the arms. Press the dorsal spine in, the shoulder blades in. Have that penetration, that opening of the front chest, the back body pushing the sternum forward to the chin. Try to have the inner knees touching, the inner feet touching, a sense of evenness. And now straighten the legs, walk the feet back, behind the head. Neutralize, centralize. Change the interlock of your fingers, roll again the shoulders back. And now bring the legs to the left for Parshva Halasana on the left. Once you've found your maximum twistingness, recharge the legs, squeeze the four corners of the knees, push the quadricep muscles up to the back thighs. Feel the legs become more alert so they're not moving down with gravity, they're moving against gravity up. The buttock bones lifting. Keep stability in the neck, softness in the front throat as you roll again the front shoulders back, stretching the arms back. And now bending the knees, coming to Parshva. Walking the knees in, finding your position. Make sure the front shoulders are still rolling back. The cervical spine is still lengthening from the trunk. Allow the eyeballs to rest in the eye sockets, and with that softness, stepping back from the intensity of the pose, breathe, observe, feeling everything in the front of the body, the back of the body, the sides of the body, underneath, on top, creating space, aeration, freedom, even within the compression of the pose. And then releasing, bringing the legs back, the feet to the floor behind you, the hands on the back, and then bringing the legs back up and finding Sarvangasana. And now from Sarvangasana, coming to Ekapada Sarvangasana. So keeping the left leg where it is, rolling the left thigh in, slowly lowering the right leg to the floor behind you. Keep the legs very charged. Squeeze the knees, sharpen the ankles, push out through the balls of the feet. And then lifting the right leg back up, find a beautiful Sarvangasana before slowly lowering the left leg down. Keep that alertness in the legs, rolling the right thigh in, rolling the left thigh in, squeezing the knees, sharpening the ankles. Keep pressing the hands into the back ribs, pressing the back ribs in, establishing evenness on the sides of the neck. And then bringing the leg back up and refinding Sarvangasana. And now we're going to bring the right leg down to the side. So with an exhalation, roll the right leg out and bring the foot down to the side of the head, to the right side of the head. Keep the left leg charged, roll the left thigh in. Keep pressing the hands into the back ribs so they don't collapse backwards. They're pressing into the body, opening the trunk. And now bring the right leg back up, finding Sarvangasana. Now rolling the left leg open and with an exhalation, slowly lowering the left leg down to the left side of the face. Keep that right leg charged, rolling the right thigh in, using it as an anchoring point. Stretch both of your legs, squeeze the knees, sharpen the ankles. Move the trapezius muscles away from the ears, finding length in the cervical spine, softness in the front throat, softness in the jaw. And then bringing the left leg back up and refinding Sarvangasana. Move the tailbone forward, move the front thighs back. Find that ascendance, that lift. And then bending the knees, we're going to come to Situbandha Sarvangasana. So lowering the feet to the floor, the hands are supporting the back hips. Make sure the fingers are facing towards the knees. Move with your hands the buttocks towards the knees, feeling that length come to the lumbar. Press the tailbone up to the pubic bone. Roll the shoulders back. Now draw the pubic bone up to the sternum and press the back ribs, the shoulder blades in. Feel the openness of the chest. Keep pressing the back ribs in to open the chest more and more. Make sure your feet are parallel, your knees are parallel, the outer edges of your thighs are squeezing in towards each other to keep the legs parallel. Push up with your hands, push the buttocks up and towards the knees. Find more and more curvature in the middle back and the upper back. Keep rolling the front shoulder girdle back over and over again. Having length in the back neck, softness in the front throat. And now coming to Ekapada Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, bending the right knee and lifting the right leg to the sky, having that charge, that electricity coming out of the right foot. And then placing the right foot back on the floor, coming to the left side, bending the left knee and straightening the left leg, recreating that charge, lifting up, no droppingness anywhere, everywhere, lifting, lifting, rising up, chest opening, before bending the back leg and placing the foot back on the floor. One more lift, move the buttocks towards the knees, lift the toes up, lift the lower shins up to the knees, press the chest open, arch the upper back, and then slowly, gently lowering yourselves down and just move yourselves backwards so that now your shoulders are on the mat and your hips and your buttocks are on the blanket. The knees are bent, the feet are parallel. So here you're in a natural, supported Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. The buttocks are moving towards the knees. Roll the shoulders back, really rolling the front shoulder girdle back, feeling the shoulder blades press in, feeling the arms spiral, the palms facing the sky. Deep inhalation, soft passive exhalation. Find the even, smooth flow of the breath. Feel the left front ribs and the right front ribs lifting, broadening, stretching, more spaciousness. And now with your hands, reach for your blankets, lift your buttocks up slightly and just move the blankets back until the buttocks are on the floor and the feet are on the blankets. Make sure your lower back is completely supported by the floor and stretch the arms out to the side of the body, rolling the front shoulders back, palms up to the sky. Feet off the floor, straightening the legs to 90 degrees. Now move the hips to the left and bring the legs down to the right, Jatara Parivartanasana. Try to have the feet line up right with the right palm of the hand, so in line with the shoulder. Push the quadricep muscles away from you, broadening the backs of the legs, and with that action allowing yourselves to create more length in the front trunk, the abdominal cavity. Roll and turn and twist to the left, right abdomen to the left, right lung to the left. Stretch the left arm. Press the shoulder blades into the back. Push the chest open more. Relax the tongue, the throat, the face. Observing all of this, feeling yourselves everywhere. Before lifting the legs back up, and now moving the hips to the right, charge the legs and slowly bring the legs down with control to the left-hand side, holding the outside edge of the left foot with the left hand and turning and twisting to the right. Push the quadricep muscles away from you, broadening the backs of the knees, broadening the backs of the thighs. And from there, stretch the front abdominal cavity, stretch the front spine. As you roll and turn and twist to the right, the left abdomen to the right, the left lung to the right. Trapezius muscles moving down the back ribs pressing in, open the chest. And then bring the legs back up. Observe the charge, stretch the arms, before bending the knees and placing the feet back on your blankets. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. And now let's release the lower back, the hips a little bit. So placing the outside edge of the right ankle on the left knee, drawing that left leg towards you. And then putting the right hand on the right inner knee and pushing the right inner knee away from you as you pull the left leg towards you. And then slowly, gently releasing and changing sides. So left outer ankle is on the front of the right thigh, and you're pushing the inner left knee away from you as you draw the bent right leg towards you. Shoulders back. And then exhale and release. And now bring your right leg up and see if you can bring the foot, the ankle behind the neck, behind the head. Press the palms together, roll the shoulders back. Try to create more length in the front spine and to feel the roll of the back body, even here, pressing up through the trunk to open the chest to the sides of the hands, to the sides of the thumbs. With each exhalation, move the groin back, deepening the groin. And then exhale and releasing. And changing sides, so now the left leg. And wind the left shoulder around behind the back of that leg. See if the foot will hook behind the head, the neck. Press the palms together. See what you must do to create more length in the front spine, the front trunk. Trapezius muscles down the back. Now press the back ribs in to push the sternum open to the sides of the thumbs. With an exhalation, deepen the groin. And then exhale and release. And now coming to Dviparasutta Pavanmuktasan. Interlock the fingers around the fronts of the knees, inner knees touching, inner feet touching. Have a smooth, soft, relaxing breath. And then stretch the arms out to the side and bend the knees to the right, coming to a variation of Jatara Parivartanasan, a more passive variation. Look for that broadness, look for that length, look for that softness that will allow you to twist, to turn more, releasing the organs, releasing the diaphragm, the lungs. And now bring the legs back up and bring the knees to the left, and then turn and look away from the legs down the length of the right arm. Keep the inner feet touching, the inner knees touching as best as possible. With softness, feel your length, feel your broadness, the breath everywhere, moving, flowing through you. Keep turning, twisting, rolling. Observing the sensations, linking them together. And then bring the legs back up, centralize, and then place the feet on the blanket. And now rolling over to the right hand side, we're going to be coming into Shavasana. So take a blanket folded in half for your neck, for your head. And the other blankets are going to be weights on the front thighs. This is going to help the roots of the front thighs relax more profoundly, and then the abdomen will soften, the front spine will naturally lengthen, and the experience will be one of freedom. Now stretch the legs straight so the heels are in line with the corners of the mat, and manually roll your thighs open, and then put the blankets in position. Coming down, make sure the buttocks are moving towards the heels so the lumbar has the support of the earth. It doesn't overarch or get tense. Make sure the blanket is really supporting the entire neck and that you're lying right in the middle of the back of the skull. And then stretch the arms diagonally away from you. And similarly to the legs, you want to also roll the arms out. So the inner tricep is rolling to the outer tricep. The little fingers are rolling towards the thumbs. And closing the eyes, allow yourselves to rest completely, using the passiveness of the exhalation to release more and more. Keeping that connection, that dialogue with the body, observing which areas won't release, where is there tension or holding on, and sending the exhalation there to dissolve, to soften, until all of the body is slowly, really completely flowing with gravity into the earth, into the ground. Allowing ourselves to be open, to completely let go, to be in a state of vulnerability, of surrender, of trust. Feel the skin fibers around the body all pacifying, melting, liquefying. Feel the muscle fibers also releasing, relaxing, with each exhalation more and more softness. As the muscles relax, they release their grip on the bones, and the bones can find a new sense of softness and restingness. Within this new state of unclenchingness, the organs feel a new freedom to liquefy, to expand, to rest, to find their proper place. And in their opening, the breath, the prana, the life force circulates more freely, unimpeded. Stepping completely back, resting completely back. Allowing this healing to take place, a self-regeneration, a cleansing, a restoration. Soft, smooth inhalations and soft, passive exhalations. Soften the front throat. Allow the outer corners of the eyes to flow down towards the temples. All of the little muscles around the eyes releasing and melting into the cheeks soft, the jaw soft, the lips soft, the gums, the teeth, and the tongue completely restful. No puffiness, no tension. Descending towards the throat. The front throat also soft and softening. The clavicles lengthening in their softness. The shoulders resting more and more on the floor, flowing towards the palms, flowing towards the fingers, flowing into the ground. And now taking a few deeper inhalations. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Rising up from our Shavasana, back to this world. And now bring the hands to rest on the front abdomen. And slowly allow the eyelids to open. They may open and close a few times. And then gently rolling over to the right-hand side of the body. Resting here, observing the sensations of this rousingness, of this coming up, coming back into this. And then gently pushing yourselves back up to sitting. And coming to take a final seat on the blanket, pulling the buttock bones back and out to the sides. Palms up to the sky. Roll the front shoulder girdle back, feel the clavicles long, the back ribs pressing in. Feel that spaciousness between the bottom ribs and the top abdomen. The broadness of the sternum. The freedom in the heart.